In this video, I'm going to discuss about the history and the culture of the Visayas region. Let's start. The Visayan community lies between Luzon and Mindanao. Their community is made of Western Visayas, Central Visayas, and Eastern Visayas. The surrounding waters are Visayas Sea, Tanon Strait, Bohol Strait, and Camotes Sea. Bisected by a range of low volcanic hills, the island has very little level land except the Bogo Plain in the far north, which is mainly a commercial sugarcane area. The Ilonggos, Cebuano, Warais, and Magahats are a few of the ethnic groups that inhabit the Visayan community. Between the regions of Luzon and Mindanao, there lies the small, scattered islands comprising Visayas, the smallest region in terms of land area. Farming is the principal means of livelihood in the Visayas community, although the people also engage in fishing, weaving, mining, and basket making. The island group of Visayas plays an important role in Philippine history as Ferdinand Magellan discovered the country during his expedition which led him to one of its small islands, Samar. According to historians, the word Visayas was named after the powerful Malayan Srivijaya Empire, which ruled over some of the Visayan islands. There is this misconception of pre-colonial Visayan culture. It's this image of the noble Bagani who is attuned to the spirits of nature and wears little more than a bahag, a symbol of the past that is almost fantastical, a romanticized glimpse from pop culture. Visayans were feared and respected as warriors. War and virility were very much central to the pre-colonial Visayan culture. The Visayans were seafarers and raiders who attacked each other or, more often than not, other islands near the archipelago. Their most common targets were the Moros and the Maranao people of Mindanao, though it wasn't strange for them to reach as far north as Luzon either. An account from Legazpi talked of how Raja Sulaiman of Tondo saw the Visayans as fierce warriors only to become weak under Spanish influence. The Visayans saw warfare as an initiation rite toward manhood, and this was shown in their tattoos. Men who had killed an enemy additionally showcased their feat by wearing a red bahag, as well as a red turban or magalong. Additional feats linked to the magalong. Aside from tattoos, which led the Spanish to call them pintados, the Visayas also had a lot of practices modern society would consider strange. One of the most prevalent traditions was decorating their teeth black by chewing anipay root or applying a tar-based coating called tapul. They also chewed betel nut, ant eggs, or kaso flowers to paint their teeth red. Visayans had tuba, rice wine strengthened and dyed red with wood bark, distilled tuba or other spirits called alak, a fermentation of wood bark and honey called kabarawan, which they drank communally from a jar through straws, intus, a wine made from sugarcane juice, and pangasi, rice wine reserved for formal occasions and ceremonies. The kando was the basis of the Visayan folk epics that we enjoy today. Some of the more famous epics which have survived into modernity are Labaw Longgon, Kabungar and Bubong Ginbuna, and Datong Sumanga and Bugbong Humasanon, which weaves supernatural phenomena with heroic exploits, giving us a glimpse of Visayan life through the lens of the people who lived in it. Visayans take pride in their role in Philippine history. The islands that were discovered by Magellan and later named by Villalobos, Filipinas, were actually the Visayas. It was here that the natives under Lapu-Lapu repelled the first Western aggression, setting back Spanish colonization by almost 50 years. Christianity was first planted on these islands with the first two Spanish settlements in the Philippines, Cebu and Iloilo. Visayans are also proud of their culture, exemplified by dances of Visayan origin such as Tinikling, Itik-Itik, and Kuratsa. Songs like Matod Nila, Sa Kabukiran, Walay Angay, Dandansoy, Ay Kalisod, and Lawiswis Kawayan. Festivals honoring the Santo Niño, the Sinulog of Cebu, Ati-Atihan of Aklan, and Dinagyang of Iloilo, and the Visayan martial arts of Kali and Eskrima. Pride is also seen in the achievements of Sumuroy, Dagohoy, Graciano Lopez Haina, Carlos Garcia, Sergio Osmeña, and many others. The region also has 7 islands: Cebu, Bohol, Leyte, Masbate, Negros, Panay, and Samar, all of which have hidden gems to offer. From the biggest and most popular cultural or religious events in the country, such as Ati-Atihan Festival, to delicious native delicacies like dried mangoes and white sand and spoiled beaches, Visayas provides a lot of bucket list destinations to local and foreign travelers. While the inhabitants' languages may sound similar and the languages viewed as one macro language, there are differences among them. Those living in Western Visayas speak in Ilonggo or Hiligaynon, whereas people residing in Central Visayas are fluent in the Cebuano language. Inhabitants of Eastern Visayas speak Waray, while the rest speak other languages such as Aklanon or Capisnon, for instance. Visayans speak either Cebuano, Panayan, or Samaran, three languages of the Malayo-Polynesian family, to which all Philippine language belong. English and Filipino are widely used as second languages today, and there is also a pidgin language called Chabacano, which is based on Spanish, Cebuano, and Subanon. You'll seldom hear residents speak in Tagalog or Filipino, as they only use or learn about the language in school, according to most locals. Most Visayans are Roman Catholics, and they make up a large part of the Christian population that is loosely labeled Filipino. Both local and foreign tourists also head over to the Visayas region to visit the white sand beaches of Boracay, Chocolate Hills in Bohol, and see whale sharks in Cebu City. So that's it for my documentary video. Thank you for watching!